That wasn't in on map 1.
No, and Slocks, you brought up the point just as we were leaving. Falcons getting bodied like that and then starting on T side of Nuke can be a shitty thing to have happen.
Yeah, if you're low on confidence and then you have to play a T side that requires a lot of confidence, I just hope they start good here.
Well, they've traded their way into ramp room. Mzinho's running out of ammunition. He's got support down here. He gets one more before falling. But Senzu, who was a beast on Mirage, was also only able to get the one, and Techno's going to be down here. Dooley's himself. Plant is not going to happen. He shuts that down. Snappy, the last one left, and spamming away, baby.
You love it, don't you?
I love those Doolies.
3 dual kills in this pistol round, and you love it. The Doolies.
I love Doolies so much. Who's the Dooley player on your team, on NM80?
We actually sometimes we do it off spawn, but we have 3 players.
3 players who like to do it?
Alright.
I think we have Swisher, Rek, and me, but sometimes also Malps is taking the duels.
Oh yeah, Swisher had the ace with the duels.
He got an ace,
He did.
That was pretty clean.
It was part of a play of the day. It actually kind of gross that Mzinho gets away with a second kill with the duels. He was supposed to be traded immediately, Ram. It's a poor job from Falcons, who elect to fully invest into this force buy now. See what the plan is. They have to show us a little bit of something. Like we had in the interview, Alex was talking to Senpais in break. They were talking about we've played for 4 weeks now, a bit more. We're starting to get along with our games. We built our system. We built our protocols. Surely you don't just get slapped around 2-0 against Mongol.
Yeah, if that's what you're saying, like we've been boot camping, we've been practicing, working hard. It turns out from like a bad game to like a really deep-seated problem. Mzinho's going to get flashed off the angle, but once again, 910 is here just for a distraction. This time, Mzinho doesn't get away with anything. He's dropped immediately by Dupree. Nice and quick with the Tech 9, and the lower bomb site is under attack.
Oh, mama. Now that is what you call a round-winning drive-by. It is supposed to be it. It's supposed to be it. Mongols have to save. A good way to bounce back from Falcon. And I guess it's like that's what Dupree is supposed to bring to the table a little bit, right? This ability to open up, to be aggressive, to run forth. Do you think we're going to see more of that? Should we see more of that?
He needs to be this guy for this team. Otherwise, there's going to be a fast one as well. Again.
Fair enough.
I mean, doesn't Madden also play that same kind of role, though, to a degree?
Yeah. I think Dupree is probably a faster player than Madden.
Okay.
Madden would linger around probably in a few positions and have the timings, and obviously take some of the duels, which, as I'm speaking, they're about to lose all of the weaponry that they have put in on, so I'm not exactly sure they needed to do that. But Dupree has to bring speed, pace, like space creating, go out there, take duels. He was doing it in Vitality already, and I really think they need that in Falcons as well.
I think Dupree needs to be more of a star player in this team, and I think Madden also, when he played in ENCE, he was like the guy who makes space when it's not nice to make space.
Fair enough.
Like he really does always what's there for the team. He's never baiting. He's never like.
Do you think Dupree can be a star? Do you think he still got it in him to be an actual star at the top level of CS?
We don't know at the top level yet, but when he played in Prezi, he did play like a star. And it was nice to see, like, in the beginning of CS2 also, when he was stand-in for Heroic, he really was playing like a star player and just doing plays and doing what he wants.
And just fragging. I mean, he's on a mission to prove he's still got it, that he can still do it. Bomb's going to get planted 3-on-3, but nothing can happen while the smoke remains in mini. So 910's playing inside of it. Falcons desperately trying to hold on to the post plant. Player behind the box, very strong position for Magisk when he chooses to pop up. Misses the opportunity, but 910 with the scout can't do anything coming into Dupree, and this should be the round done and dusted.
Yeah, they don't have a kid. They have to pack things up and leave. I mean, Senzu's trying to look for the lucky Deagle headshot, but that's going to be it. Snappy getting a little over-eager. Had they had a kid, that could have opened a conversation, but they don't have it. I think time is anyway of the essence for them. They're going to peace out, keep their guns. Very fast Counter-Strike, a bit signature from Snappy as well on Nuke. We have flashbacks of the ENCE times where he loves to call these fast inside plays. I think he's pretty great at knowing when there is a moment where utility on the CD side is going to be a little bit limited, and then boom, that's when you hit them with the push. Exactly what they did here.
Yeah, well, this is where you got to see it, obviously. How do you like to play Nuke? Are you one of the guys who likes to, you know, faff around outside, throw up the smokes, see if you can find some fights, get down to secret, or are you more like the challenge ramp room a little bit, bust into the upper bomb site, drop down the vents, the crazy stuff?
So the thing is, I never was in a team that was really good on Nuke. Usually the most...
Is that the case now?
And it's our permaban again. Most of the teams I played on it was always the permaban, but I did like a few plays on it. My favorite play is to run out on the door.
Yeah.
Like, don't nade the door, just run out and kill the guy who's
Just
like
open it,
spamming the vents. You just run out and surprise them.
Well, speaking of surprising people, 9-10 with a pair of Deagle kills that are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrying that all those eco rounds and half bites are so close every time for Falcons.
Can he stay alive? Oh my Jesus Christ, that was famous.
I wonder if Dupree got baited here in footsteps towards Redbox.
Possibly.
I wonder if he was like, oh, he's trying to get the gun. I'm going to peek that. Still a chance for recovery, though, with these AK-47s.
They need the star players now to get this clutch.
Well, you've got the two guys you'd kind of point to be the star players too. As I mean, you've mentioned Dupree a couple times, but Magis and Sun Pius are two names where you're going to be like, these guys can do it. These guys better deliver.
I mean, the CTs have very little utility to play with, and they don't have a kit. So now, for Falcons, the deal is trying to get a bomb plant without losing a man.
But
and that's going to be real hard.
You have two players down here, right? So on the plant, if you're Mongols, you attack it, right?
Yeah, but you gotta fake it. Like, Falcons have to fake the plant at least one time. Like, they know there's danger. They're probably gonna see one bomb. Oh, that helps. A little bit of a Molotov.
They thought that was him though. Oh, Techno might have had an opportunity, and it might just slip away from them towards ramp room. Good shot from Sun Pius.
This
and the
shadow.
Yeah, the shadow.
Yeah, he saw him, the shadow, when he went up the window. That's brutal in CS2.
Yeah, there are a lot of the shadows you don't expect.
Yeah. There are some positions that are crazy with the shadows, like you can't play.
I actually hate that system, but that's just because I'm too old to learn all of the shadows and where they happen. I'm just being lazy. Let's be real,
you know.
I do acknowledge it is an interesting part of the Counter-Strike. I just haven't gotten to the point where I learn actually all of the angles and where the shadows are coming from. But if you do, and if you are a nerd at the game, you might as well learn everything about it.
Yeah, I wonder how much they thought about when they put the shadows in. Maybe they just put it in the engine and didn't really think about everything, but there are some positions that are just crazy.
Sounds like one of these ideas that you have late dinner. You know, you've already had a drink or two, and you're just like, listen, I got it. Why don't we do a shadow system?
I think it's a good point. I wonder if it's like actually something that was implemented, or if it's just due to the light sources and the way that it works with.
Was it intended, or is it just a consequence of what they put together?
But I mean, from talking with them enough, I'm sure they put plenty of thought into those kinds of things in their impact. I'm sure of it.
100%.
Has to be.
Yeah.
We have to believe it is. Well,
all right, you got
fair. That was key from Falcons. I'm just going to put it out there. This could have changed the entire face and shape of this first half. You're looking at a potential force by battle that was put together here. This could have been 2-2 with economy being reset. Now they saved themselves out of the 2v4. Good utility usage. I think the Molotov kill probably prompted Mongols to play more aggressive they wanted to. They just funneled into the bomb side, gave away the kills pretty easily. Stabilization for Falcons and a sigh of relief if you're snappy.
For sure. It must feel really good, especially for some Pyros and matches, you know. You finally have this round where you have the star power and you just play it clean, play it slow, and just outplay the enemy. It must feel good and give them a lot of confidence now to make it a close game.
Well, they got the hot start that you wanted. Oh, Senzu, you were dead before you even made that decision. Blitz outside. I don't think he spotted the cross, so Madden's going to get over. Might be able to hear the footsteps.
So how do you handle things when you end up 4v5 like this after 10 seconds on the CT side? Well, that's one way to do it.
He's been permabanning Nuke, man. Why are you asking him?
I'm asking 4v5 in general.
I played it.
He knows the map. God damn.
I think it just needs, in general, like it comes down to the map. On some maps, it's really hard, and you really, like on Inferno, if you're on a 4-on-5, you pretty much have to just give up one spot. Like you always play 3-1 usually, and you just have to make plays and just try to read the game. If you just stand, you lose, usually. I'm
right there with you. The problem is right now, Mongols didn't have to make any plays. Falcons made all the plays, all the wrong plays, and that 5v4 they've played, which is now, granted, a 3 versus 1. This was a 5v4 for Falcons after Senzu's offering into door, and then they just one by one gave away kills to Mongols with off angles. What was that?
This was an issue on Mirage as well. I think they lost like 3 or 4 5v4 situations in the first half. Granted, they were on CT side at the time, but another advantage situation, they've just kind of dropped down. Yeah, and that's what's like. I mean, it's one round in isolation, but you know,
it's kind of gross.
This is where you look at the experience of Falcons, and you're hoping to be able to see them convert those kinds of rounds more often than not.
It felt like they had a plan and a call in the beginning of the round, but they didn't switch it up after they get the entry. They were like, okay, let's just keep doing the strat.
Sure.
Then they drop into main, which itself is not a bad play, but it looks pretty bad if you have a 4 and 5, you're like in the driver's seat, and then you have one secret, one main, two door. It's like you're
quite
not,
simplistic
you're
as
not
well. Like no util as well. I mean, none that Blitz could have been flashed easily, but look at this. Like none of the players are either flashed or being put in any kind of disadvantageous position. It's straight up duels. That here from Techno is a little bit different, but I don't really understand why Falcons played it so simple and dry when you have that 5v4. There's maybe time to use a couple of utils, like use your protocols you have to close the rounds. I can see the intent, but
also maybe just be a little bit more together. You have the advantage, and also give them time to move. I feel like TheMongolz, they didn't even have time to react after the kill. They were just standing in their positions and they came.
Well, now 910's got the AWP.
AWP duel coming up.
Not peeking too deep, though. He's got 2 teammates in secret, right? So that's the strength of the outside defense. So I have to imagine 910... Does he have a flashbang? He does not. That's unfortunate. But a nice win. And Sunpius can't get anything done either. And now 910 chimes in. And this was a trap set up the whole way. And oh, baby, Falcons get destroyed.
They're just ready. They're making a good play and they're completely reading them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's a checkmate, like you like to call it on the CT side. If you send 2 players into secret with an AWP that's going to take a little bit of activation and bait out from outside, one CT could be something that you think of on the T side. You're thinking, okay, let's be ready, secret could be one. But then the fact that there is a second one right behind it, to be fair, unfortunately for Falcons, Sunpius is in a trading position right behind as an AWP. And I don't really agree with the philosophy of it. If you have an AK behind, maybe you can trade into secret, but that's like really complicated now.
Yeah, maybe if secret's already kind of taken over a little bit for the safety of
like
it.
A molly, maybe like a Molotov that helps you cross that. Because I feel like the last meter and a half to secret are the most dangerous ones, because you're open to secret from under heaven, over heaven, in the mini as well. Like, so many positions can see you when you get there. Have maybe a Molotov, like make life a little easier for you.
Yeah, this headshot angle is very brutal.
It is. It's horrible, right? To peek it on the T side.
Yeah. Luckily, Marden, he was already close though, so he kinda avoided it. But I don't know if he wasn't ready or if he just didn't kill him.
You cool, Jason? You like my...
I liked your sound effect.
The sounds?
That was good.
I'll try to bring that up a bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like in a different life, I could have been like, what's it called? Like a jukebox? Like when you can just put a coin and the music comes out?
Okay.
Or like yeah.
I thought you would have gone a beatboxer with just the noises, not like you were singing.
I could. Connor is really good at it.
You were a DJ at one point.
I was a DJ. That's correct. I actually helped pay some of my bills when I was studying my bachelor degree, moonlighting as a DJ.
Ask him what kind of music you played.
I played all kinds of music. I was an old-style DJ, resident, as you call it. That's what you got to do. You got to please the masses, you know.
What was your DJ name?
What I do at the
What was your DJ
now,
name?
you know. DJ Matthew S. Actually.
Oh man.
And I have no shame.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. You got to own it.
All right, Snappy, what you got? Tech 9, no armor. Oh, this should just be another demolishment, shouldn't it?
I mean, just let Magic try and do something with the AK. Like, you got to play for him. That's a one-man army.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh.
You need to make damage.
Oh, Mzinho. Mzinho. Thank God. Ooh. He's recovered. He's recovered.
You got the best out of a very bad situation.
Yeah, this looked horrifying.
Oh, that might be a peek you want back. Got to clean those ones up. Dupree cracks a little bit open wider. Magisk is still here up on the rafters, protecting him from any kind of a ramp flank, any kind of a windows peek. But Dupree is kind of, I mean, he's got to take a risk somewhere to get this bomb planted, looking for the peek off a fake plant. Blitz obliges him, but no armor. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, no armor.
That was a different
It's not a lot of fun playing.
That one shot on your foot, just Crosser going crazy.
Oh.
Falcons already look a lot better though. They make the rounds close, they do something out of bad situations.
Can you feel that clutch coming though? Where were you when Magisk won this 1v3? Oh, I actually really started believing in it.
You really jinxed it is what you did.
I was really ready for it.
Yeah.
But he had a Molotov. He had a Molotov. Why didn't he use it? That was going to be my exit.
The door was closed.
No, the other one.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 doors on the second bomb side.
Are there? There's 3, actually, if you want to get...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes, technically there are 3 door handles. Yeah, are you happy now?
It is called double doors.
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
He's right.
But you say a double door or the double doors?
The double doors.
The double doors.
Yeah, but it's multiple.
Yeah, I got the concept.
We've milked
I got
this.
the concept.
We've milked this enough. Let's move along. Blitz outside. Sees one drop onto the roof. I mean, yeah, this has... Is it worrying, though, that this is like a better-looking Falcons on map 2, but they're still not converting some of these rounds?
Yeah, but
I mean, it was just a 5v4, right?
right?
It was just a 5v4 that looked really shaky. The rest have been... Well, this one is not exactly shaping up to be a good round. It's 3v3, though. There's a well.
Sunpies is lucky that nade didn't make it all the way through. A little bit of spam. Get there, get there, get there. Nope.
Now they have 1 minute and 10 to play with. We talked about it. We talked about the power plays from Falcons. We talked about how they were playing them too fast. They didn't give time for Mongols to retake information. That's what they got to do. That's what they're doing now. They're pausing. Maybe Mzinho gets a little curious, peeks into secret. Snappy. By the way, that's a very harsh angle to hold.
That's a very nice angle.
Yeah, yeah.
It's super important that if you're in a man-up situations, you don't hold like default angles. You always need to hold an off angle. Like if the enemy can jiggle you without you killing him, it's a bad angle.
Oh, thank God the timing worked out. That was about to be an absolute catastrophe. Now they just got to find Techno. Might actually already know where he is. He's smoked off. Now he's definitely going to give away his position with the flashbang play being made towards Mini. Shut down and Falcons up at 4. They tie the game and money's going to start getting a little bit sketchy for the Mongols.
Yeah, but it's good they finally played a man advantage round, slow, controlled.
Yes.
Let them do mistakes.
That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted in a 5v4. Now they've done it. They've let time be their ally, allowed Mongols to get curious, look outside, see what's up, that movement out of secret. It couldn't have gone really badly, of course, but the trade was kind of a guarantee anyway from Sampayas. And so finally Falcons, with a little bit of control, although money-wise, you might justify a purchase if you're Mongols. Like you have 2 players.
Oh, I think you go for it now.
Yeah.
It's just this takes you all the way down to nothing after this, right? This is kind of the breaking point. This is where Falcons have a real opportunity to just grab hold of this half and run with it.
But I think on Nuke you can always justify. Like they have 4 guns and 1 MP9, and you can put the MP9 anywhere on A and ramp, and it's gonna be very good.
Yeah, it's a I mean, relatively easy map to have some lower buys in.
Yeah, I was going to ask you actually. Again, I do understand Nuke hasn't exactly been at the very top of your list for a while. We've covered that already. But do you feel it's a map where you can get away with less utility on the CT side? I have a mixed opinion about it. I do think for the inner defense, you have to have a few of the necessary utilities. Otherwise, you just open up to so many risks. But what about the rest?
I think it sucks if you don't have 5 smokes. I think nades for breaking, okay, but that's all fine, but you need the smokes to block door, I think. Molos maybe against the rush and maybe on ramp, but otherwise I think you're fine without flash and nade, but the smokes, you just need them.
All right, there we go. You have it right there.
Yeah, you're right. I think I'm in your line of thinking too, Maniac. Where like ramp room, you can play it in a way where if you don't have utility, you can just drop and play safe in the lower bomb site. Outside, you can if you don't have utility, you can just start secret. You can go straight to secret stairs and play it relatively safe. Play the angles as you retreat. You can even watch outside from. You can hide in big garage and just be a nuisance. You can play far back and be safe. So, yeah, that upper utility critical. But other than that, you have some options to work with.
Yeah, one of the issues that you have usually if the weaponry has to be a little bit reduced is that you can't really be creative on the outside defense, which I think is very much needed. Like we talked about the double secret push outside or the double secret peek that Mongols put together, or you can have a player that's under silo or closed red box with a pop flash. That's a bit more complicated to put together if you don't have the utility. But actually, weaponry is very decent. That's what you were talking about. It's like an MP9 and the rest of the crew is just ready.
Yeah, and they even have an AWP, so it's pretty much a full gun round. I don't think they need to adapt at all. They can just play like they want to play.
Well, he's got that AWP outside over at Credit. A lot of pressure being put towards the upper bomb site. Smokes and Molotovs and Mac 10 leading the way. This is a snappy classic.
Yes, it is.
And it's worked like a classic. Bomb site loss, and Mongols, if they can't get these kills, now it's time to save. There's no point in going for this, and 910's AWP is even going to be ripped out of his hands.
Yeah, Nuke is a mystery sometimes, even though you know the A hit can come all the time. Even sometimes you know it's gonna come and you're still gonna lose.
Yeah.
I feel like they were pretty good at masking how quick the A hit is going to be.
It was a nice timing.
Yeah, because it even surprised me a little bit at the cast. I was watching it. I could see them go through the motions of the first wave. You got the door being blown open. You got a couple util being put out. But then this could have all just been step one of a classic map control where you put a little bit of pressure inside. But then out of the blue, 3 or 4 seconds after that, immediately next wave of util, one pop flash here. You can see how blind he is.
Look how late that Molotov is
Yeah,
from Techno
exactly.
inside the bomb site. He just gets a little bit blind and panics and never really saw it coming, never really even kind of believed it. But the nice thing is if you're Falcons, and you mentioned this earlier, this is where Snappy can really start taking over this game. Like his calling on Nuke, his versatile, it was one of you two brought it up earlier. The versatility of his calling and the pace changes, this is where he has economic advantage, and that gets so hard to handle.
Yeah, and also takes a lot of pressure off his teammates, because on Mirage, you know, you have a really bad game and nothing goes your way, and then you play Nuke T-side where it doesn't really matter too much if the players don't feel good, because it's just gonna be some set strats or some set defaults, so there's not too much thinking you have to do. You just do what you practice for 4 weeks and
yeah,
it's good.
Feel good round for Falcons right now. Granted, nothing catastrophe happened. Are you feeling good, Jason?
Yeah.
The vibes are good.
The vibes are good. Vibes are exquisite today.
You had a good night's sleep.
I didn't, but it's not hitting me yet, so I'm okay.
Okay, so you're basically functioning on fumes, but you haven't realized
delirious fumes.
I know what you mean.
I'm looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the shift.
The artificial light in our beautiful studio.
Exactly.
It actually is one of the greatest trick you can use is immediately grab some natural daylight when you wake up so that you reset your circadian rhythm. It's very important.
In the first hour after waking up.
Exactly. My man out there.
That's what I did yesterday.
Outside my window is a apartment building with families in it.
I have the same.
On the balconies.
Just go outside. We have a pool.
True.
Yeah.
Fast pace towards upper again. Snappy trying to exploit it one more time. This time tons of damage done. It's Matt just making space. He's going to get taken down, but Madden follows it up only with 1. There goes Dupree, and still holding on inside the bomb site is Techno, but not for long. And this is a weird hit. It's coming in a little bit disjointed, and I think it's making the defense a little bit confused too, but now they've got a grip. Now they've got control, and Sunpius falls last.
How would you call this round? Was that a set strategy? Was that a map control? I feel like we're blurring the lines right there. Like, how would you describe what just happened?
I think it has to be a set strat. I think almost every time you go out A, it is either a set strat or a set move. You don't just run out the door for fun.
That magic move was really something they had prepared.
it looked crazy, but it must have been like they were ready. One guy on silo who dropped main again. They were ready to crunch A, but it looked like a crazy.
It felt to me like it was supposed to pull attention to the upper bomb site and allow the mini drop, allow the lurker outside to really be the impact of the round, and obviously did not work. And now the upper rush
again.
This time Mongols is like, we're dropping all the Molotovs in the world.
Yeah, they really try to abuse this A side, but it has worked sometimes. But now they're ready for it. They adapted good.
They got their 6 though, right? They got to be happy with this on the T side.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It really isn't that bad when you consider some of the situations that transpired in this game. Falcons, if they get away with 6, I am
especially losing the pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very curious about the CT side and the decisions they've made in terms of setup. Obviously, we'll talk about it once we move on to the gun round. There is still a world in which Falcon can turn things around. I do think 910 is at least good for 1 here. That's one of the peak. There we go. That's a shoulder. There's nothing he can do about it. And from this moment on, he's very hard to find, although Sampai's put him down immediately.
Oh, good shot from Madden. Falcons fighting back right at the end. This would be a 2v5 conversion if they can pull it off. Techno falls next, just before the flashbang. Bomb is planted, and both Madden and Sunpius have found cover inside of Decon. It's Mzinho and Blitz. They've got 1 kit, they've got no utility, and they've got to swing against this op. It's in the hands of Madden. Sunpius has the AK, so a little bit of role reversal. And Sunpius spamming away. Door opens. It's the op of Madden. And now he's got to slow down the defuse, but Blitz is sticking it. He's calling the bluff, and he's not going to make it. The Tech 9 is ugly, but it works at the end of the day. Falcons hit 7, trying to recover on map 2 of the series and even things up to take us to 3. Falcons looking better. Falcons looking stronger in the opening half of Nuke out of a devastating loss on Mirage. They lead the Mongols 7-5, baby. Ancient would be the decider if they can take us there.
And we deserve it. We want it. We deserve it.
We deserve everything.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Everything we want, we deserve.
Should be out there. Now, Slacks, I'm going to ask for your opinion right out the gate. Where do you think Snappy is going to play? We had this conversation. Where do you see him on the CT side of Nuke?
Yeah, so he should be playing ramp again. I think the pre is experienced enough to play outside and know when to do what and how to play it. I think they probably didn't see that in Boros because he has all the mechanics in the world to do it, but he didn't, so. There we see Snappy on the ramp, his good old position.
He just gets brained. He's got to back off Sunpius over towards Decon in support, but Mongol's doing a little oop-de-oop. Little wrap under heaven, make the footsteps. Madden's a little bit nervous.
Mind games, huh?
Yeah, and now if you're Falcons, you're kind of losing a little bit of track. You're not super confident in that rotation. Oh, once you lose Secret, that rotation is a death sentence.
Snappy's completely alone now. He's got the P tweeting, trying to make a difference. That's one kill, not going to be enough. The trade is immediate from 9-10, and they know there's a player in vent, so it's all on to Magis with the USP immediately put down. Beautiful gun round from Mongols so far.
It looks like it's going to be another pistol for Mongols. It
does look like it.
It's hard to win maps if you don't get any pistols.
This is all 4 pistols in the 2 maps we played going the way of Mongols. Now, in the first half, Falcons did convert the second on the T side, right? So it kind of gets negated a little bit, but all 4 pistols going to the Mongols.
It's really well put together for the Mongols in this round. Honestly, every piece makes sense. So you have, first of all, the ramp push. Obviously, it helps that you goosh Snappy immediately. So you basically write him off. He's got to go back. He's got to pull back down to the B side. But then you have a couple steps under heaven. That's what basically.
The 2-tap on a Sunpius.
It's like a few steps under heaven. So you've planted the seed of doubt. If you're Falcons, you're thinking, wait a minute, are they wrapping up towards the A side? Which prompts Dupree looking into the fence. He gets found as well then, and just the round is being put together beautifully for Mongols.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with some of the tactics they've called in both maps of this series so far. They've been playing some smart Counter-Strike. Really, really cool. This one, they got to survive another second round. 5-7's picked up, MP9 on Dupree, and they're going to do a lobby crunch. Delayed lobby crunch, and Techno just kind of slides in after they disappear.
He heard him. He's aware. He's going to have to play a little set, but he's got a teammate in radio room, so you can't just let him away. Mzinho is going to get crunched by Snappy. Finds the kills somehow with 23 HP left.
That's smart, though. He was ready for that. When that smoke was fading, he knew the exact timing, was able to snap back. Didn't keep his attention too much focused on the hut push. All the meanwhile, Mongols have walked outside. 3 players going to be attacking Sunpius in secret.
He's going to have he's committed. He's committed. He's not playing the 1 kill, I'm staying alive. He's committed to, I have 12 bullets and I'm going to try to take 2 with me.
One of the few players with CZ. And he gets 1.
What's your favorite pistol on an eco, on a force buy? 5.7, P250, CZ, Deagle?
Always Deagle, to be honest.
Oh my god, that's German CS.
Another one of them.
That's German CS.
Deagle player.
Yeah, sometimes actually it's not the smartest decision to do. Especially on T side, you know, if you buy the Deagle and then you want to play something fast, it's not the best always. But
yeah.
And then you're like baiting your teammates. Well, hold on a minute now. We're talking about the pistols of Counter-Strike, but Dupree and Magis actually put 2 frags together to create a 2 versus 2. They don't have a kit to play with, but they have
armor.
a smoke.
They got armor. They're going for it. Senzu in a spot they didn't expect. A little bit aggressive. Nade does some follow-up damage to Magis. He's still going to go for this. 20 HP and a dream. He's got an AK, so 1 bullet will do the trick if he can nail it. It's possible with Magisk.
Magisk, super clutch player. 9-10.
We saw a world. We saw a world where that was happening.
I mean, in a way, he kind of had the peak he wanted. He wanted him to peek into. He wanted a fight, right?
So now, do you continue on your Mirage as well? Do you continue with the force buy? Because you know you've put it down to a 1v1. But you take the risk of digging a hole from which you're never going to recover, or do you play traditional? You take the L for this round, and you put together a very strong, fully purchased round after that.
I wouldn't buy here. I think you just buy a little bit, you see what you can do, but you just want to have to
How do you feel about this buy? Upgraded pistols on 4 players, 2 players pick up armor. That's a decent amount of investment.
As long as you have a plan and you don't need all the util, it's fine.
I kind of hate it. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't like that at all. Maybe they're going to win the round, make me look like an ass, and that's cool. I had no problem with that, but I'm not a big fan of the idea. I feel like you've just lowered your chances for what is going to be the most important round after that, round 16, and you don't exactly have a lot to play with, so...
Yeah, it kind of comes down how you see it. Like, with this buy, they can do a little bit of damage, and they I think they get 2.9 next,
But
so
they
should
Snappy
have
and Madden
a lot.
have less than 2k right now. That's going to be poor as hell for a gun round.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting also that Snappy as the IGL, you know, you kind of, if you think about the IGL, you know, he's like thinking a lot about the game, always doing like the right things, and then he's the guy who buys the most and will have not full utility.
Oh, well, it's having some chances of being effective. Madden, 3 Deagle kills in the round. Main and Maniac looks...
It's exactly what I was talking about, Jason. I said this was such a good decision from Falcons from the get-go. I was on board with this idea.
Sure.
Put the pressure on the defense. Put the pressure out there. Use your Deagles. Man, I'm so glad they've made that decision.
Yeah, we'll edit that in post. We'll switch that commentary up a little bit. 9-10, back of the site, though, still forced to be reckoned with. Hard to flush out. Blitz, Mac 10, instant kill. And all of a sudden, the hopes and dreams from that triple kill from Madden.
It just doesn't make sense to purchase.
Yeah,
right? That's the problem that I have now.
Yep.
You're moving into the first gun round. You Falcons, you don't exactly have a lot of money to play with. I wouldn't have bought anyway.
You nailed
shake
it.
my head.
Sure.
Okay, this is the round that counts now. We have an orb, we have not everything, and now it just comes... We want to see Falcons on the Mirage City side, especially mid-round. They didn't look like they are very decisive in what they want to do. They were not really active, so I hope they have a better plan.
It's kits mostly that they're missing, like some Molotov, but kits is what that buy really took away from them in the previous round.
I like Madden's position. It's very, very forward outside. He's going to be able to grab so much information.
Upper bust.
It's coming up. How's the defense looking like? I mean,
you can tell by the minimap.
Sampayas should rotate. Sampayas should rotate and help. Madden knows outside is completely clear. Sampayas can either be the secondary ramp player or he can be up heaven where exactly he is right now. It could be a free kill. If that character, if that model peaks before the flash, free kill.
I actually have a very good thing that I learned from Refresh when I played with him. But we wait for the...
We'll wait for that, yeah. All right, we'll take it away. Dupree on top of the hut. Yeah, look forward to that in the next round. Coming soon. Well, they just baited out some utilities, some counter nades.
You were about to go on your story, and then they just baited us with a double pump.
They baited the story. They baited Falcons. Oh.
But the bait, like if you have the outside info, they don't know. But
yeah, the bait doesn't work.
It's not really a
well.
good bait if you have zero pressure outside. They really know where they are.
It's pulled Madden back. It's pulled Sampayas away towards ramp room.
No utility left as well. Falcons have no utility left. This is going to be a dry defense at the end.
This is what do you do if you've baited out the utility to the upper bomb site and you readjust outside? Are you trying to go through mini?
You have to. I think you have to finish inside. You've used everything you needed to dry the utility out. You have to finish inside it anyway.
They should, but it's actually... Marden went downside, so they were...
Here comes the crunch. It's coming.
Here we go. Split up on top of the hut. Dupree's taken down first. Remember, no nades. 2 players in the back of the bomb site. Off spotted and eliminated, but Magisk is the anchor, and there's where Madden pops up the vet. Well constructed in a confusing round for Falcons. Everyone in position to answer the call, and it's all tied up.
Yeah, it was even confusing me. Madden was close outside, had all the info, and suddenly he's down vents. They must have had a vent gap, or... I'm not sure.
Either that, or he anticipated that it would be a ramp finish, and he wanted to already be in position to sort of provide help and resources towards the B-bomb side, but I mean, he was well constructed.
Okay,
tell us your refresh story.
Let's go back to refresh.
Yeah.
So he was... Ramp is not really a danger unless they have secret, because a five-man ramp go, if you can rotate through vents, is not that dangerous. So his rule from Heroic was kind of like, if you don't have secret, you need to have ramp. But if you have secret info or outside info, ramp doesn't matter. You just play to drop, and it's fine.
Okay, I like that. I think that's a fair line of thinking. Ooh, spicy. All right, Techno, what you got? Bomb being planted, 1v2, lower bomb site. He's got plenty of time. Magisk and Sampayas got to rotate. He'll hear Sampayas dropping and stomping in the vents. Get a position over towards Decon. Ooh.
Yeah, this drop is huge. He knows now that both players are going together and doesn't really need to watch anywhere else.
Yeah, and Magisk has a kill in the round, so we knew where his position was earlier. Still utility being spent, clearing out the tough angles, the dark position. Techno's going to wrap all the way around them. By virtue of the time they've taken to get into this position.
They have a smoke and a kit.
They have a smoke and a kit, and the door opens, and he can't connect the kill. It wasn't clean on the peak, but a nice idea from Techno. A clutch victory for Falcons at a critical moment.
Yeah, it's really important, as you can see there, that Sun Pyros with the orb, that he's taking out his pistol and is taking space. Like even in tier 1, I see sometimes players not doing it, and
trying to trade the AVP.
It's like you just need to go first. Like you can't be the guy who's trading most of the time.
Yeah, but AWPers are a special breed of player.
Yeah, I'm an AWP, I know.
You're probably the only one who knows what that about. Were you playing AWP at any time in your career?
I better
Jason?
see you go first with a pistol at all times.
If I don't do it, you can call me out. But
we have the tape now.
I did spend a period as an AWPer in my younger days. Nice shot from Mzinho with his deagle. What can they build off of this? 5 on 4, but not really a whole lot of resources to exploit it. 3 smokes is nice to help cross if they want to get to secret.
Well, they already have Dupree down there. Madden's very committed in this fight. He's got to be careful. He could get punished real quick. Oof, just dodges the bullet here. Dupree comes in the right timing. Double kill from him. Add in another 1/3, maybe 4 for Dupree. No, 9-10. Puts him down, but the work's been done. The damage has been inflicted by Dupree in that secret position.
Yeah, but economy is the name of the game now. If you're Falcons, you don't want to lose another player at a tricky off angle from Madden. Yeah, that's nice. Only losing 2 players. Good job from Dupree and his rotation in secret. Falcons up by 2.
Yeah, Falcons look a lot better, a lot more active.
I mean, there were a few rounds that were on a knife's edge. Obviously, the 2v1 we just witnessed, I think, was absolutely pivotal for the game. But I agree with you. It feels like they have a clearer idea on how they want to finish rounds. The moves that they have mid-round as well organized. A little bit of trickery in the setups they use on the CT side is already looking much more lively than Mirage. But hey,
well, I was just thinking about that. I wonder if it's like, do you think it's more like comfort on the map, like they're just more comfortable on the Nuke this early, or do you think that's a bad map of Mirage? Do you think that like woke them up a little bit?
It's
like, that's always the question, right? Like,
I didn't expect it from them because they have like so many players that played so much in their life, but it's really like, even for us, when we played the qualifier in an A, we didn't have an official for like, I don't know, like 3 weeks or something, and then when you come back it just feels super weird, even though you're practicing and you're playing. Maybe it's the same for them. If you just haven't played an official for so long, it's like it's just so different to prac, and you're gonna be playing differently.
There's a different mentality and vibe to stepping into the match server versus a practice server.
Yeah, for sure. In pracs, like, technically you shouldn't play different in pracs, but I think everybody just does it subconsciously if you want it or not.
Yeah, probably. There's an element of it. You're never going to be able to match like the actual tournament conditions and tournament experience. Okay, so a little bit of a, well, attempted confusion. It might not matter anymore. I was going to say 1 player hustling and making noise down secret, 2 players lurking outside along the wall. It's at least found Madden as he swings out for a peek, but they lost the lobby portion of this attack. So where the hell do you go? And the answer is Blitz, right up the vents.
That information should have been relayed by Madden. I think he had heard him earlier in the round. Maybe a little bit of a failed passing of the information. 3 versus 3 now, thanks to Blitz. Dupree is aware of 910's position. So it is a bit of an uncomfortable 3 versus 3 to have on the CT side. You have a whole lot of danger around you. I think Dupree probably has got that one booked. There we go.
Yeah, this 3v3 can be really tough for a CT side because you've lost outside, you've lost secret. You've taken out lobby, but they can be heaven, they can be vents, as you saw. And Snappy just knew. Blitz, you were in vents at one point, ramps a likelihood, and it's all on Mzinho. 1v3, he's got to recover the bomb still. 20 seconds, this is looking unlikely, especially with Sunpius' op trained in. Oh.
CS2.
Hold on a minute.
All right.
Hold our breath. No, this should be cleared out. This should be cleared out by Dupree. Puts down in the 2 versus 1. And the inside sort of pre-active or proactive move from Falcons here being the difference maker, right? You have Dupree and HUD, you have Sunpius as well in the door. That's 2 kills grabbed immediately, even though outside was under duress.
And you've mentioned a couple times, they're more active on this map, and it's also what we wanted to see on Mirage that we didn't get was like a Falcons defense making plays to be disruptive, which they weren't able to pull off on Mirage, but here on Nuke it's looking good.
Yeah. I really also like, I think in the clutch rounds, in the X on X's, they look so much better than they did on Mirage. They're just making plays now.
They're in the groove, they're in the zone.
And it's paying off.
Well, Mongols now 3 back, running out of opportunities.
They heard the damage. They heard the damage.
Yeah.
That was going to happen.
A nice cleanup from Dupree. Sunpius brings him down low. Over towards ramp room. Snappy's going to get tested. Mzinho and Mzinho heading in that direction.
Snappy's got Sunpius' help. it's going to get real complicated. At the same time, dupreeh is closing in the map on the T side. So for now, there's two choices, either inside or ramp.
According to Refresh, ramp room isn't important anymore because you have secret control.
Well, now you have more than that. So I think you can probably just reinforce ramp just a little bit. That's why Sampais is staying with Snappy right there. And dupreeh is about to have an absolute dinner. What meat is back on the menu, boys? He's got only one. Why the only time I get excited, he gets immediately traded?
Unlucky, I guess. It's all about you, Maniac.
Exactly. The main character syndrome.
You can really see that Falcons has so much confidence now. They really want to also show now they have the confidence. They don't need to play this aggressive with the info they have, but they just want to kill them now.
Yeah. Send a message a little bit for the third map.
Yeah, I think a lot of tier 1 teams do this on LAN. That they, like on the paper, sometimes it's not a good
like FaZe,
play.
For example?
Yeah.
I have so many rounds of FaZe in mind.
Yeah, where technically it's not a good play, but you just like show them who's the
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I think especially in the, to set the pace in a best of 3, you just show them we are taking the fights. We don't fucking care.
Yeah, when you get pushed like that by like an underdog team, you're just like, these guys are morons. What are they doing? But if you get pushed like that by like guys who have won like 4 majors, you're just like, oh, they're so much better than us. Well, they're actually just 5 steps ahead. We can't do anything.
Yeah, they have a privilege.
Yeah, that's how you feel when dupreeh is already at the entrance of lobby a minute and 10 to play with. They just realize, oh, hold on a minute. He's been pushing outside this whole time.
Yep, fair play. dupreeh's beat me. All right, smoke's outside, but it's all a fake. It's all a ruse. We're headed to the upper bomb site again. Low utility now for Mongols after all this is expended. And it's Magisk they got to deal with. And dupreeh over in mini. 1 kill goes their way. dupreeh's got no bullets. That fire's not going to protect you forever. Blitz does hunt him down. And I think Sampais is like, well, I've lost too many teammates. It's time to get the hell out of here.
They tried so many things on this T side, and then
that might actually bring him back.
They maybe win a round where they just have 5 players running out on 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, nothing fancy.
I think they didn't throw a single grenade.
No, it didn't look like it. Magisk wasn't blind and he was out in the open. dupreeh and mini wasn't blocked off.
Yeah, Magisk was a little bit in the middle of everything, and the spacing rather from Mongols was pretty nice. He had to make a decision: do I focus on the people coming out of hut or coming out of door? He was kind of caught in the no man's land here. We see his corpse.
It looked like he was going to throw like a Molotov or a smoke in towards door. I wonder why he called that off. And I know he picked hut because dupreeh was in mini watching for squeak door, right? So he had a teammate on it, but I'm wondering why that utility didn't potentially come down.
They also didn't have anyone on the roof. This was a very special round.
It might have actually. I mean, it could have been the smokes outside. He might have just been like, oh, smoke wall outside being deployed. That's where they're going. I'll throw the Molotov towards secret and just kind of, I don't know. 3-round lead.
It's happening. But still, it's a bit of a distance to bridge. Still, 3 rounds.
Here's the thing:
like that.
Money's an issue for Falcons. If they lose this round, then it's 12-10, and Falcons are going to go for a save or a half buy. Oh, here's that push that we just mentioned. Magisk just flexing on him.
Kind of what we talked about early in the MR12. It felt like Mongols, they're not doing anything on their T side. Now they win 1 round, and if they win this round, it's basically 12-12 almost, because they will be fully co after.
That's a big if. Already 1 man very wounded. Sampais is guaranteed kill on there. And there we go. 5 versus 3 immediately. Magisk just caught Mzinho on the cross. It's getting real complicated, Jason. Map 3 is looming around the corner.
Yeah, good call. Snappy and Sampais switch positions to put the AWP over in ramp room, so that pinch of the attack from Mongols just gets shut down before it begins. Snappy's even down in secret, getting a double kill, and that's it. Falcons 13-9 on Nuke. They recover from a devastating map 1. They've taken us to Ancient to decide things. It's going to be Mongols or Falcons. We'll be back with the third map.